Good, great, and glorious day to you, co-creators. This is your boy, Corey Creech, the Ascending Master, and I want to thank you all so very much for joining me here on my channel. Today, I am going to bring forth a message for the astrological sign of Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus. I want to thank you all, Capricorns, for your continued love, support, likes, shares, and subscriptions to the channel. Every bit of me wants to requite that appreciation, that love, that support by saying an immense thank you for each and every one of you that has stuck by me and continued to support me. Please, if there is anything that you need to support my channel, if you are a new viewer, that information can be found in the description box below. Every bit of me loves to provide all that I am for each and every one of you who find themselves in alignment with my channel. And so today I am going to call on your ancestors to find out what it is that they will have you all be focused on in the now. I will then utilize the original tarot deck to sort of kind of find out what's going on in your current situation that is causing your ancestors to guide you along the path that they have. And last but not least, I will use the Mystic Goddess Tarot deck to find out what your future will be if you heed the message from your ancestors. What can you expect and or walk into in the near future if you are obedient to these messages from your ancestors? So without further ado, Capricorns, let us begin. Spirit of the ancestors, what messages do you have for my Capricorns that you would like them to be focused on in the now? Yes, we thank you. Also, Capricorns, I want to say a happy vernal equinox. Happy New Year's in the astrological world, of course. The first card that we have here is Explore Your Creative Side. This is all about visualizing, imagining, perhaps painting, coloring, doing some form of craft work, right? There is a sense and or energy that is being guided here to cultivate some sort of purpose out of loving what you do, out of the joy of those things that it is that you do. Perhaps you're someone who did not have a full opportunity to express themselves and or follow after their dreams, their desires, right? Perhaps you have been someone who always just worked hard in life and never really took time to enjoy the pleasures of what it is that you've always wanted to do, right? So this isn't talking about enjoying someone who did not get to enjoy everyday pleasures such as eating your favorite foods or having a scoop of ice cream or fantasizing and fulfilling sexual pleasures, right? This is talking about someone who perhaps had a dream to be in outer space, right? And so every bit of you now is wanting to embark on becoming an astronaut, right? So I'm talking about something that you've always felt you've wanted to do, explore, and find yourself into. Your ancestors are guiding you to tap in to your creative side, to open up your reservoir of those things that you can potentially have a desire, a love for. Your ancestors are wanting you to focus on children. If you have children of your own, it is every bit of a pregnancy at play, or someone is pregnant, someone was just pregnant and now has had the birth of the baby. Perhaps you have adopted a child and or want children and now are being guided to adopt a child. If you are someone who is a mother or father of a newborn baby, your ancestors are wanting you to put some time, attention, and focus towards that child, towards all your children. There's a sense of reestablishing a bond, a connection. Perhaps you're someone who is wanting to implement the lessons you've learned from the raising of prior children. Or if you were someone who was an absentee mother or father in your child's life, you are wanting to or being guided to make sure that you are a present and stable piece in the child's life. But focus on the child in the now. Every bit of your ancestors want you to make sure that you spend time gazing upon every bit of that newborn blessing that is into your life. Connect with water. Cleanse yourself. Release emotional upheaval. Allow yourself to heal, to let go of what is hurting you, what is causing you pain and or heartache. Your ancestors want you to hydrate. Drink plenty of water. Immerse yourself in water. Bathe. Shower. And when you shower, i.e. the water is not consistently covering you, every bit of you needs to understand that there's a need to connect to the water, right? There's a need to talk to the water, to ask the water to purify you, to cleanse you, to rejuvenate you, to aid in hydrating you physically, to strengthen your skin and become more vibrant, to protect you and find you always purified whenever you touch, dip, and or swallow H2O. Notice the signs, Capricorn. This is signs from your ancestors, from spirit guides, from divine. Investigate the signs. When you see something that is unique to you, whether that be the same number every so often or every day, whether that is you who received a message that was odd, look up those angel numbers on the spot. Make sure you find the time to understand the sign and how it relates to your life. Yes, if it is an absolute must, make sure you always write it down so that if you can't look it up right then and there, you can come back to it. But it is vitally important. It is extremely important for you to understand that the sign that you receive is in relation to what it is that you are thinking about in the now. And so perhaps you might write the number down, but not write what you're talking about and or thinking about in that moment. And so when you go back to refer to the message, it's more general in nature and there really isn't a direct gauge to the thought that was in your mind or the question that you perhaps asked unaware to self, right? Unconscious to self. Have courage. You are being guided to find the strength to cultivate fearlessness, to become a warrior. And every bit of this courage is being cultivated or guided to you, or you are being guided to it because there is something before you. Whether that be the new beginning, whether that be an opportunity of some sort, whatever is before you, Capricorn, it is causing you or having you to build, to be courageous, to find your strength, your inner strength, and understand that as a warrior, no matter what you come up upon, every bit of you will succeed. Every bit of you will get the outcome that is meant for you to have. This isn't about manipulating. This isn't about controlling a situation. This is about taking something head on. This is about standing in your truth. This is about authentic, bare, fruitful, and free. And when you are in that energy, I feel like every bit of you will have a deeper understanding of how you will enjoy your new beginnings, how it is a time of celebration and new social circles, how every bit of that change is necessary to not only the betterment of your life, but all those who will be associated, connected, tapped in, turned in, and tuned into you throughout your journey. I feel like this is extremely beautiful in what's being shown here. It's kind of like the energy of mercy, right? So, and I'm not saying, please don't take this the wrong way, my Capricorns, because I'm not saying that you all are in need of mercy. What I'm saying is the energy here is almost like the energy of someone who thought all hope was lost, and somehow life was still found through the vessel of being creative, through tapping into a new joy, love of the heart, right? There's a need to express oneself. And so every bit of this is the energy of someone who perhaps found their life to be desolate, dull, unfulfilled, and spirit is showing up, showing out, and cultivating an awareness that will not only bring the right kind of change, but the necessary change so that life can move forward, onward, upward, in the direction that is best for you. And the love that your sign is here, Capricorn. Every bit of you are tapped into this reading, or certainly the energy of you is tapped into this reading. Spirit, give us some insight on what my Capricorns are going through right now that is causing their ancestors to guide them along this journey, to have them focus on what it is that they are being focused on. I can't even talk right now. Perhaps you all are finding it difficult to speak to someone, Capricorn. Difficult to express yourself. Let us find out what it is that you are currently going through that are leading you to be guided down this path. We have 9 of Wands, wounded warrior, somebody who has been taking hit after hit after hit. We have the King of Cups in the reverse. So the King of Cups in the upright is a person who has a deep, deep amount of love and aspiration even for a person that they perhaps are in love with. But I also sense that this is in the reverse because either you, Capricorn, are no longer finding yourself in a reliable state, right? Whereby one could even think about being emotionally expressive, or perhaps you're in this place whereby there is a lack of boundaries, right? Like people are essentially crossing them, or you find yourself crossing boundaries that will bring you towards a unfavorable outcome. Definitely representative of someone who is emotionally unstable. Not only within you, but also around you, perhaps with others. So every bit of you should be careful about who you rely on for support. Be aware that you may need to dig deeper into your own reserves instead of tapping into the advice of an elder, a friend, a family member, a relative, right? Like, this is you needing to rely on self, on tapping into your creative side and expressing yourself that way, or connecting with water and releasing your emotions and worries via the ocean or a large body of water, or cleansing yourself, dipping in a bath or tub of water. It also could be representative that you perhaps doubt your own ability to lead, while others are perhaps looking to you for guidance. People are perhaps wanting to come to you for information and or wanting to get some form of advice. Perhaps in a past time, you were someone whereby that was the hat you carried, or that was the mask that you wore, whereby every bit of your surroundings, your community tapped into you for support and advice in that way. And no part of you is in a stable position whereby you believe that you could lead, or you certainly have doubt in your own ability to lead those that are wanting your opinion and or guidance. This also can speak of confusing communication in the near future, leading to hurt feelings or feeling rejected by someone who just not able to open up fully. This is heavy. This speaks of a lot, Capricorn, right? This isn't just, oh, someone you once loved is now out of love for that person. No, this is a lot when the King of Cups is in reverse. And I'm feeling like all of that pertained to you in this particular story, especially after seeing that the Nine of Wands is the leading card of your current situation, and or certainly the situation that has led your ancestors to guide you along this journey. Give us some more clarity, Spirit, as to what is going on in the life of my Capricorns. We thank you, we honor you, and we adore you now. Give us some insight on what their current situation is. Yep, this has to do with, wow, a Six of Cups in the reverse. Oh, I can't get it. And the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. So we know the Six of Cups speaks about nostalgia, right? This speaks about someone who is thinking of their past and perhaps having some relation towards love and intimacy with those thoughts. Every bit of the Six of Cups is a card of the mind, though, right? So we're talking nostalgia, we're talking melancholy, we're talking wanting to live in the past, right? So in the reverse, in the upright, this is someone who wants to kind of be in harmony with what took place in the past, right? This is someone who is thinking about memories of the past. But in the reverse, this is someone who wants to live in the past. This is someone who believes that perhaps the days of the past were and are far greater than their current situation and or circumstance. And that is a false truth. I want you to know this, Capricorn. Every bit of the past can and should be utilized in this instance as a reflection of what could be, what one can cultivate again, and you do not need to hold yourself to a particular person, place, or thing of the past. Understand it's the energy that that person carried that you want to align yourself with when it comes to attracting back into your life or attracting into your life anew, right? Don't take someone's free will from them by deeming them to be the exact person, place, and or thing that must be represented in your life now. It is the energy that that person carried that you want to align yourself with when it comes to manifesting, when it comes to attracting into your life. The Queen of Pentacles in the reverse is definitely a person who is greedy and manipulative, someone who is, I'd like to say, very materialistic and perhaps extremely unreliable. Yeah. This is someone who would do anything for the material things of the world. This is someone who needs to get in touch with their spiritual side and balance out that aspect. This Queen of Pentacles in the reverse could also point to someone in your life who has become unreliable. Perhaps the person that this King of Cups was with became unreliable. And instead of getting angry, you are perhaps being guided to, I get this energy of having a conversation about expectations and making adjustments where necessary. But I even feel like that is long gone and done or attempted and overdue. And somehow it points to this person having or had too much influence over your decision making, Capricorn. This person was always trying to please you to get back into your good graces or to have you stuck. Every bit of someone who has perhaps even betrayed you, backstabbed you, and caused a great deal of your emotional upheaval. Let us keep going. This Queen of Pentacles here, energy is not good. Any more insight into what my Capricorns are currently going through, Spirit, that you could give way to? We thank you, we honor you, and we adore you now. Any more insight for my Capricorns? Did I have the card? I did. Forgive me, y'all. I had the cards twisted. I just need to fix them a little bit. Not many, just a few. Enough, right? Beautiful. Okay, so perhaps it was a little bit more than I originally thought, but still, with the more, I mean, like, dang, I really had the cards all discombobulated just then. Okay, we are good to go. We are good to go with this. All right, let's see. Get that one off the floor. We got that. Oh, wow. All right. All right. This is how it got messed up the last time. I don't know what possessed me to think they needed to be shuffled again, but we're going to get to it. All right, Spirit, what other insight can you give us on my Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and on Venus? What's going on in their current situation that has led their ancestors to guide them along this path? We thank you, we honor you, and we adore you now. Heartbreak. So every bit of someone either is experiencing a heartbreak, has experienced a heartbreak, has given a heartbreak to someone. But I'm getting the energy that this person, you Capricorn, are in a state of heartbreak with your marriage, with your commitment with the person that you are currently connected to. Perhaps it's because of someone that you are married to, committed to, and or in a commitment to, or someone you want to be. Every bit of it is causing you to have sleepless nights, to be stuck in your head thinking about living in the past, thinking about someone from the past, someone you are not letting go of, someone that you are staying tied to energetically, strictly based on thought alone. Any more insight into my Capricorn's current situation, Spirit? Anything else that you want to let us know currently? We thank you, we honor you, and we adore you. We have the Two of Swords, which speaks of someone being indecisive. So this is every bit of why the heartbreak is here, why the confusion, the chaos, every bit of this King of Cups, this particular person, you Capricorn, or the person in which you have on your mind, has or is the wounded warrior, right? There's burden after burden after burden because of someone from their past that they are not letting go of, to the point whereby they absolutely and or actually wish they could go back and begin again, like to start the past over again, to live back in that time whereby it has only brought heartbreak for everyone involved, for this Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, for this King of Cups in the reverse, for the person that the King of Cups perhaps didn't get to have that fulfillment with, has a broken heart. I feel like anyone who had a celebratory moment with you, King of Cups, in any way, party, marriage, proposal, birthday bash, vacation of some sort, any fun that you've had with someone in your life has caused a heartbreak. And it's like you are beating yourself up. You are truly, truly going to lose it emotionally, mentally, if you do not clear this away, if you do not release what this is, whatever this is. Forgive yourself. Honor your choices, good, bad, or indifferent. Understand them by acknowledging the truth, speaking it whenever it is brought up and or spoken of, and wear it as a badge of honor, knowing that you will never walk back into that place, space, and or conduct yourself that way again. But do not sit here and cause yourself to go through whatever this is to the point whereby you are unable to heed the messages of your ancestors, whereby you force yourself upon this person of your past, this life in your past that you want. Be sure to heed the messages of your ancestors before you do any action, before you take any action. Let's see what will transpire in the lives of my Capricorns if they heed the messages of their ancestors. Let us find out what they can expect to come, to be. The Sorceress and the Alchemy. Unbelievable 2 cards to fall out of the deck. That speaks of the ultimate magician, right? The Sorcerer and the Alchemist, these are individuals who not only know hidden knowledge, secrets, but they also understand the elements. They have a relationship with energy to the point and degree whereby those individuals collective together could change the outcome of any situation into something positive, beautiful, that they want. And I mean any. So funny that those 2 cards popped out. Let us find out what's going to be in the future of my Capricorns if they heed the messages from their ancestors, if they are obedient to what was shared to them. Spirit, what do you have for my Capricorns? The Yemaye, the Oracle. What else do you have for my Capricorn Spirit? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Thank you, we honor you, and we adore you now. Beautiful. Yes. We have Sahasrara. I am pure light and love. I am one with divine energy. This is the 7th chakra, top of the head, also known as the crown chakra. Its associated color is violet. Its elements, earth, water, fire, and air. So all elements and spirit, Its function is individual and universal consciousness. Its associated parts of the body, the upper skull, the cerebral cortex, and the skin, the central nervous system, and the pineal gland. The affirmation that I just read, I am pure light and love. I am one with divine energy. Balanced out, every bit of this chakra will allow for spiritual connection, intelligence, and presence, open-mindedness, and one's ability to analyze information. Every bit of your spirit guides, ancestors, angels, gods, goddesses, deities, whomever it is that you tap into, Capricorn, has informed you just by the first two cards here that if you heed the messages from your ancestors, whatever this new beginning is, every bit of you will have full insight. And I mean full, complete awareness, understanding, guidance, direction, know-all. Like there will be nothing that you will not know ahead of schedule, ahead of time, before you take your first step, your first move. This is almost like the energy of calming one's nerves, right? The energy of calming one's nerves down so that they could perhaps see that the world isn't crumbling behind them, and that they perhaps do have some form of control by knowing what is to be, how to get there, how to achieve it, who's going to be there, what's going to be there. Every bit of the desires of your heart, right? If you have a desire for something, every bit of your ancestors want you to heed this message so that this could come to pass. What else do my Capricorns have to look for, Spirit, if they heed the messages of their ancestors, their intuition, and their higher self? We thank you, we honor you, and we adore you now. We thank you, Spirit, we honor you and we adore you. Earth, failure. Illumination. Beautiful. So we have the Seven of Earth, which speaks of failures in your life, which speaks of things not succeeding, not coming into fruition. But the fact that it is coupled with the Ace of Fire, the Ace of Wands, which will also here be the Ace of Illumination, it is telling you that if you heed the message of your ancestors, you will be given insight onto why the things failed in your life, why things did not succeed and or work, why your thought patterns, although something you held tight to, were not successful for you. And there will be a burden lifted, a release that you could kind of breathe out and gain awareness to how you were and not hold yourself hostage, right? Have compassion for the failures, for why they must have gone in the way that they did. Some part of you will gain a great deal of appreciation for these failures once you gain this illumination from Spirit. Anahata, which speaks of the heart chakra, it says, I anchor my heart in truth. All love resides within my heart. Every bit of me knew that this was the energy of someone who needed to heal their heart. And I wanted to scream it out from the rooftops before I even started shuffling this last deck, that I knew that some form of the heart will be healed, will be balanced, will be whole again. And every bit of the balancing of this chakra says that you will be caring, compassionate, empathetic, self-loving, centered, peaceful, loving kindness expressed throughout and within. Beautiful. Every bit of the associated parts of the body is the heart, lungs, arms, hands, circulatory system, and the thymus gland. Its function is to love, to gain and give devotion, to forgiveness and compassion. Its element it is associated with is air, and the colors that it is associated with are green and pink, located at the heart center. Unbelievable. And the fact that it is here with the Morgan Le Fay is all about someone who is utilizing magic, high vibrational magic, magic that understands and cultivates an awareness of it being affected or affecting all under the sun, right? So this is someone who perhaps has or will gain a sense of notoriety, right? Someone who will elevate their ability to draw on and pull magic, right? So perhaps if you dealt with magic in the past, I'm getting this energy of you being elevated into a degree or level whereby your magic will become next to none. I mean next to none. Any other messages for my Capricorn spirit that they can look forward to? Thank you. We honor you and we adore you now. Any other messages for my Capricorn spirit? Ooh, we have the 10 of wind, also understood as illusions, and resurrection, the crone of seas. So this is the energy of someone who perhaps will be led to walk outside of the illusions that they've created in the life of themselves, around them, by the people, the persons. Like there's a lot of illusions that this person that you, perhaps Capricorn, created that you will need to be guided out of. And I don't even think you could guide yourself out of them, right? So it's like, if you could see this card, the rain is only over her umbrella, right? And so it's like the rest of the world is seeing the sun for what it is, but you cannot. And I feel like it's due to something you placed over yourself. And I feel like it was a gift that you had ever since childhood, ever since you were very little. It's like you are someone who can create a world within a world. And those people who somehow find themselves within those worlds are stuck there. Aha! This is every bit of like the Ace of Swords speaking truth. Realization. Wow. And the fact that the crone of resurrection is here, it's kind of like stating that you will have a rebirth, right? Like you will certainly, oh my God, I didn't want to use this word, but there was like a death to the illusions and a rebirth that will come. Every bit of something that you must be guided out of, not something that you could take yourself out of. So do not try to come up with a mastermind of lying and or manipulating by omitting and or leaving things out, by praying that things will somehow die or you will somehow erase the evidence of something. Like, no, like your ancestors are telling you don't do nothing. Every bit of you needs to be guided. You need to be walked out of the illusions that you've caused and created. And you will if you heed the messages from your ancestors, if you follow your intuition and know the voice of your higher self over your ego, right? This is all yours to not only partake in to the fullest extent, but to be present in when partaking, right? To make sure you appreciate the fact that this is even being gifted, granted, and placed before you. The fact that you have ancestors, spirit guides, guardian angels who love you and want to see you succeed, as I do. I love each and every one of you Capricorns. Thank you for your continued support. Until next time, please remember that everything is always working out for your greatest good and the greatest good of all. Namaste.